Alright fellas, listen up. There's this weird thing going on with my game, right? It's got all these interesting mechanics, random level generation, random items, leaderboards, different stages. There's a funny little book where you gather information about all the things. A billion different outfits you can unlock. Well, 27 different outfits you can unlock, but still, anytime I see someone post their high score and it's a top 1% score, it always comes with this horrifying text of, yeah, it could have gone for longer, by the way, but I got bored, so died on purpose.
Why are you telling me this?
Because we're going to do something about it. No, wait. Okay, I'm going to do something about it, but you can just play RuneScape or something, I don't know. So, the game has been out for a little while now, but it feels like it's been in early access all this time. Since the difference between the release and what it is currently it's just super massive. I think it's safe to say that this might be the final big update the game truly needs. Anything that could potentially come after would just be a nice bonus, really. Let's look at the sentence once again. The game is fun for a while, don't get me wrong. It's replayable, it's got all these fun little things to do and collect. It's just that the game loses its fun when you get way too good at it. That's when you've seen it all and just aren't challenged by anything anymore. The current difficulty curve in the game is also a little, well, laughable. For the first 1000 meters you speed up over time, making the game harder as it goes. Simple. However, after that you stop speeding up, because if you keep speeding up forever, then at some point you're just going too fast for the game and there's a definitive, oh, I'm sorry, but you cannot go past this part ever. So the difficulty remains the same. Wrong! There's a second stage, which is probably a little harder overall than the initial stage, and you keep switching between these two stages every 1000 meters. So with that you get this weird spiky graph. Wrong again! Stop! With every stage transition comes an item that makes the player stronger in some way. So as you're progressing through the game, the player is getting stronger and stronger, while the obstacles keep, doing what they've always been doing. Yeah, no wonder it gets boring. I have the perfect idea. What if enemies, the mutated bats, flies, and boars, all gain special mutations, which become more and more common the further you get in the game. Some of them might produce so much body heat that getting in contact with them will not just damage you directly, but also set you on fire, as a bonus. They might have grown tougher skin, making it more difficult to take them down, or they might be infested with maggots, leaving a trail of them blinding you with these little fellas. These enemy variations help balance out the difficulty. The player gets stronger, sure, but so do they. Now this same idea can be applied to the stage itself. The level generation system is pretty simple. There are these level parts that get placed one after another at random. They contain their own obstacles, but what if I give them some invisible obstacles? Make it completely unfair to the player. No, not like that, but what if there are some obstacles that exist, but have a high chance to instantly Sudoku themselves out of existence the moment they spawn in? And what if this chance is lowered the further you are in the game? This extra bat may have a 2% chance of existing at the start, but 40 minutes into a run, it has an 80% chance of existing. Especially when you've played for a while and you think you know the level parts and the way the obstacles are set up, an extra spike, pile of boulders, or an extra bat out of nowhere can catch you off guard. Let's check the difficulty curve now. Woo! Okay, let's not kid ourselves, it looks more like this, but hey, it's still a big win. Now it's a very wobbly line as you can see, thanks to the two different stages you keep switching between, but what if I told you we could make it even wobblier? An entire extra stage with its own unique obstacles will make the game even more replayable and will make longer runs slightly harder. I want the gameplay in each stage to feel unique. Moss Hollow is flatter and is filled with mostly mutated animals you deal with over time. The central underpass is bumpy, has a bunch of small mini caves, and has very different hazards compared to Moss Hollow. The bandit camp, however, will have lanes.
If you say so, man.
Jumping will move you up a lane, and instead of rolling when you swipe down, you move down a lane. Same controls, everything should feel familiar to the player, but man, this will make for a very different stage, I'll tell you that. So the stage is a bandit camp, but I want the camp to tell a story. Somewhat of a theme in the Incaved universe. There's not much of a direct right or wrong, just people with different views, ideologies, upbringings, and situations. It being a bandit camp doesn't mean it's full of evil thugs, it's a pretty normal camp. People have their jobs, there are kids. The whole bandit thing is just them being desperate and wanting to protect their families. Or is the bandit thing even a thing at all? Are these the same guys as the ones throwing Molotovs at us? The shopkeeper has always had a similar gas mask. Is he with them? He's pretty cool. Is the character we play as even correct as to calling them bandits in the logbook? That's the only thing in the game referring to them as bandits. Maybe they are, to an extent. Maybe they really are horrible people. Or not. I don't know. Do you?
Okay, thanks for that, Gimbo. Your short film topic, though, had to be from one of the lists of the topics we provided with the assignment. Not about some computer game? or video game?
Fun fact about the gas mask these kids wear, by the way. They are historically accurate. Why do I know? Because I own one. Like a year ago, I was wandering through a thrift store and they had just this box that said Russian gas masks. Alright, they had these numbers on them. I didn't know what they meant. Figured there was some kind of rank or certain divisions in the army that were given these gas masks, so I picked one up with the number 3. These numbers are sizes. I took the smallest one. It did not fit me. See, for kids, these big and heavy filters could get pretty, well, big and heavy. So these gas masks were made with rubber tubes and a little backpack. But for your chest, so it's like a front pack, I guess, or a chest pack. This is where you could store the heavy filter so that it wouldn't weigh heavy on your face. Oh, isn't that crazy? The kids have those same chest pack, front chest. There's a lot more going on in this bandit camp, though. You might recall from devlog 3 that the items, they are looted from corpses. The camp is not gonna have a corpse, alright? Let's be real now. There's not a rotting corpse just laying in the middle of the camp. It should be something else. At first I thought it should be like a storage pile where you find this stuff, you know? But it would blend in with camp debris you're supposed to be dodging. So my Twitch chat, which you can be a part of, you know, current sub goal is set to me trying to get an iOS version of the game out there. I mean, they came up with the idea to not have it be a corpse, but just a sleeping guy? It's a quick grab and run, but you have to be quiet, because... No, wait. No, you don't have to be quiet at all. You can fire your gun right next to him. He's not waking up, which is not necessarily unrealistic, I'd say. I've never woken up from such a thing happening either. So why would he? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, technically speaking, there's 2 new obstacles already. The sandbag pile, which is just a shorter boulder pile. This one only fits 1 lane and can be either dodged or smashed through. Then there's also the camp debris, which is basically a wall, but you can run through it instead of being stopped by it. There's one obstacle that's actually new and cool, and it's the barrel barrage. It's burning barrels rolling your way. Their placement is always completely random. However, there's now also a cap randomizer, which works in a pretty similar way, placing rows of bottle caps over the 3 different lanes at random. I like the little mini game this kind of brings, where you try and both hunt the caps and dodge the barrels. It honestly makes for a pretty fun little moment. Speaking of fun little moments, though, remember last devlog I told you the story of my shiny Geodude encounter when I was a kid? Well, there's actually this other thing that also happened. Whoa! That is scary. Does he not notice? Please note it. Oh, he sees it. He sees it. Well, as the dramatic tension is building up and we're just waiting here, this might be a good moment to like the video if you're enjoying it. It took a while for me to make. I'm doing this all alone. Oh, wait, it's continuing. Alright. Why does he walk like that?
Hello there, I'm Noah, representing the Blackthorn Prod YouTube channel, and I'm here to...
Why are you by my window?
Dude, why are you out by my window? I'm 8 years old in this scene. That's very strange. Also, why are you indoors? I'm looking out my window. How are you?
Oh, it's just that when I wanted to record this footage, it started raining, so I had to film indoors.
Alright then.
I'm just here to show you something.
Don't say that to an 8-year-old, dude.
No, just look at this.
Boom, let's go! Also, there's the random skin, which is actually pretty cool. It picks a random skin for you to play as of the list of skins you own, and it swaps out skins at random when changing stages. Now, the difficulty curve is looking a lot better with the changes made, yet there's another unconsidered aspect to playing this game, like a lot, if you play it a lot. And that's the bottle caps. Once you own your favorite skin, there's not much else you can do with the caps, and collecting them feels a little useless. The random skin was actually an alright solution to this, as the pool of skins it picks from is exclusively the ones you own, so there's a reason to expand your collection. However, just like the difficulty curve had before, there's a certain full stop at some point. You can own every single skin, and then what? Well, what if you can spend your caps on slight head starts? What if there's a second menu in the shop where you can buy items before starting a run so you can give yourself a self-revive? Or start up with a grenade just to make sure that you won't get overwhelmed early on in the Moss Hollow? Maybe invest by buying yourself a bunch of bags of caps if you're saving up for some skins, or save up a bunch of caps for an absolute god run where you max out everything from the beginning? These items only last 1 run, by the way, of course. And hey, you know me, half of the development time of this game is just me making certain UI elements unnecessarily cool. So of course, this item menu is a mini fridge. Okay. If you click an item, this little light shines on it, and when you close it, it slams shut, and, well, for some reason you can scroll through the mini fridge slightly. It's not that weird, right? I don't think it's that weird.
That's weird, man.
No, it's not. It's not weird at all.
That's strange, really strange.
Why are you acting like that? Noah, you think this is
Let
weird?
me see. Nah, that looks weird, man.
That's what I'm saying. A fridge doesn't just do
Never
that.
seen a fridge do that in my entire
Exactly.
Hold on a
life.
minute.